good evening. Welcome to Friday's edition of Prime TV News with me, Iftia Abdul Qadir. A look at your headlines first. Voting was held to appoint the Select Committee. Government group boycotted Parliament. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa still enjoys the majority. Further protests are staged against the Speaker. 2 girls die in a wild elephant attack in Mahiyangana. And on news overseas, global carbon dioxide level hit a new record in 2017. In your local news this evening, members of the government parliamentary group left the chamber this morning protesting against the arbitrary and biased conduct of the Speaker. After the government members left the House, a voting was taken for the appointment of representatives to the Parliamentary Select Committee. It is mentioned that this was the first time that such a voting was carried out in the history of the country. Parliament met at 10:30 this morning under the patronage of the Speaker, Karu Jayasuriya. The Speaker then announced that members have been appointed to the Parliamentary Select Committee. Even though not a single parliamentarian of the government group was present in the House, the Speaker took the initiative of conducting a vote on the appointment of representatives to the Parliamentary Select Committee based on a request made by parliamentarian Lakshman Kiriyalla.
සම්පූර්ණයෙන් මේ යෝජනා සඳහා ඡන්ද 121ක් ලැබී ඇති බව දැනුවත් කිරීමට ඒ අනුව මේ යෝජනාව ඉදිරි බව සඳහන් කරන්න කැමැතියි.
The Speaker thereafter took the initiative of adjourning Parliament until the 27th of this month. Thereafter, an adjournment debate was held with the participation of a group of opposition parliamentarians. According to members of Parliament of the respective parties, government headed by Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa has the majority. Even though the United National Party led by former Prime Minister attempted to indicate that they had the majority, adding members of various parties, through analytical considerations, it is very clear that they do not enjoy such power. 102 members have so far expressed their support to the government headed by the United People's Freedom Alliance. It's only 100 members who are supporting the United National Front. The Tamil National Alliance has 15 members of parliament, while they had not on any occasion stated that they were or not supporting Ranil Wickremesinghe to come to power. The Janatha Vimukti Peramuna has 6 members, and they have emphasized that they would not support to bring Ranil Wickremesinghe to power. Further protests are being staged against the contemptuous conduct of the Speaker. Large crowds joined in these demonstrations. A demonstration was staged in the Matale town protesting against the impartial behavior of the Speaker without being an independent person. The protest campaign was organized by former Deputy Minister Rohana Disanayaka. A large crowd, including the Sinhalese, Tamils and Muslims, participated in this demonstration. Another protest was organized in the Dambulla town. Among those who joined in this protest campaign were Dambulla Mayor Jalia Opata and Chairman of the Dambulla Pradeshya Sabha, KG Somatilaka. A protest campaign was held near the Wattala Mabola Jumma Mosque. The demonstrators were protesting against the unpleasant, unbiased conduct of the Speaker. A large gathering, including Muslim people's representatives of the area, participated in this demonstration. The government has reiterated that there is no monetary crisis within the country. This reference was made by Secretary of the Economic Council, Professor Lalit Samarakoon. According to Professor Samarakon, the current condition of Sri Lanka's economy was not due to short-term influences.
However, I must point out, yesterday we were able to brief the Cabinet of Ministers, myself along with the Governor and the Secretary of the Treasury. We briefed the Cabinet of Ministers of the conditions facing Sri Lanka, and Central Bank and the Ministry of Finance have already issued their official communications as to why we have no question whatsoever in terms of servicing our debt obligations, as well as our commitment to maintain the fiscal discipline in the medium term. As you know, we have the adequate capacity, more than adequate capacity to pay debt obligations as they come due. We have, as you know, sovereign bonds which are maturing in next year, 2019, to the tune of $1.5 billion. And I must say that we already have $650 million left over from the Hambantota transaction lying in the DST account at the Central Bank of Sri Lanka. The Central Bank of Sri Lanka, as well as the Ministry of Finance, are working on to raise up to $1 billion by way of investing in Sri Lanka development bonds through People's Bank, Bank of Ceylon, and National Savings Bank. No intention to deviate from our fiscal discipline either, which we have agreed with the financial institutions in our medium-term framework. So we have no intention, to the extent that there are minor deviations in terms of revenue shortfalls or increases in expenditure, we'll be able to make compensating, counterbalancing adjustment. I would like to reiterate that the Sri Lanka's commitment to service debt obligations, as well as a capacity, as well as fiscal discipline, will stay without no change and will be strong.
A fundamental rights petition has been filed seeking a ruling that there is no authority for the summoning of Parliament when a stay order has been issued by the Supreme Court with respect to the dissolution of Parliament. The Supreme Court is due to take up this petition for consideration on the 4th of next month. 10 fundamental rights petitions that have been filed challenging the dissolution of Parliament are due to be taken up for consideration on the 4th of next month. Since this petition is similar to those petitions, the Supreme Court has decided to take it up for hearing on this day. This petition has been filed by former parliamentarian Sarath Weerasekara. The Speaker, the Parliamentary Secretary General and the Attorney General have been cited as respondents. The petitioner is seeking a ruling saying that the decision to summon Parliament, despite a stay order being issued, is a contravention of the fundamental rights according to the Constitution. The Appeals Court has ordered to end the judicial process with respect to 13 persons, including Secretary of the Bodubala Sena organization, the Venerable Galagoda Atte Gnanasara Thera. In addition, there is more information on court cases taken up for hearing today. The Attorney General withdrew a petition he had with the Court of Appeal against the Venerable Galagoda Atte Gnanasara Thera. The Attorney General's petition had challenged a judgment issued by the Colombo High Court. The Colombo High Court had acquitted 13 suspects, including the Venerable Galagoda Atte Gnanasara Thera, for forcibly entering a Calvary church in Talahena and causing damage to its property in 2008. Later, the Attorney General challenged the High Court judgment. Appeal Court judges Deepali Vijayasundara and Achala Vengapuli permitted the Attorney General to withdraw the petition. The verdict in the case filed against former NSB chairman Pradeep Karyavasam, the husband of former Chief Justice Dr. Shirani Bandaranayake, is due to be delivered on the 26th of this month. The date has been fixed by the Colombo Chief Magistrates Court. The Bribery Commission has accused Mr. Karyavasam of causing a loss of more than 390 million rupees to the government by purchasing shares of the finance company for the National Savings Bank while he was serving as the NSB chairman. Colombo Fort Magistrates Court. You're watching Prime TV News, and still on the local scene, Based on the decision taken by the incumbent government to provide fertilizer at a low cost of 500 rupees, granting relief to hundreds of thousands of the farmer community, this fertilizer is now being handed over to them. The dreams of the farmer community are now becoming a reality, with Mahinda Rajapaksa taking over the premiership. The farmers in the past had been unable to undertake cultivations for several cultivation seasons due to the drought conditions. But now they have gained momentum and strength, with the present government deciding to provide them a bag of fertilizer at a low cost of 500 rupees. Accordingly, the distribution of fertilizer at this relief rate is now in progress. Fertilizer was being distributed among the farmers in this manner at the Ampara Uhana Agrarian Services Office. Lahiru Madhushankar, who languished in prison in the Maldives for 3 years, accused of involvement in a plot to assassinate a Maldivian president and had been acquitted and released by a court, arrived at the Bandaranaike International Airport last night and was reunited with his family and loved ones. Lahiru Madhushankar was imprisoned in the Maldives for 3 years without a court hearing. Amnesty International and the Sri Lankan government had on several occasions sought the release of Lahiru Madhushankar, but there was no response from the Maldivian government. Minister Faizar Mustafa, who participated in the swearing-in of the new president, representing the Sri Lankan president, discussed the matter with the authorities concerned. As a result of these talks, Lahiru Madhushankar was released. On arrival at the airport, his wife, child and relatives, as well as Minister Faizar Mustafa, who succeeded in seeking his release, were at the airport to greet him. 2 girls have been killed in a wild elephant attack. The 2 girls from the Mapa Kadaveva Rohana village in Mahiyangana were attacked by the wild elephants last night. The wild elephants had entered a house in the Mahiyangana Mapa Kadaveva Rohana village at around 10:30 last night. 2 girls aged 8 and 11 years had run to a nearby house to escape from the wild elephants. It was then that these 2 girls had come under attack. The mother of the 11-year-old child had left her during her childhood, while the father is living abroad. She had been living with her aunt. The other girl is her aunt's daughter. Villages such as Mapa Kadaveva Rohana, Dambagulla and Pragammana are threatened by wild elephants. The residents claim that 31 houses have so far been attacked by wild elephants. A protest campaign had been staged by the people of the area, obstructing the 20 posts along the Mahiyangana Badulla protest road, protesting against the elephant attack. 4 persons have been arrested for attempting to smuggle in gold jewellery worth more than 14 million rupees. The arrests were made at the Katunaika International Airport. Customs media spokesman Sunil Jayaratne said that among the 4 Sri Lankan passengers were 3 women. He said that the suspects, who are residents of Colombo, had arrived from Mumbai last night. They were apprehended by customs officials on duty at the Green Channel of the airport's arrival lounge. They had attempted to smuggle in gold jewellery weighing 2,540 grams in total, valued at over 14 million rupees. Customs officials are pursuing further inquiries. The Singer Lifestyle Fiesta Trade Fair and Carnival, organised by Singer Sri Lanka PLC, commenced at the Bandaranaike Memorial International Conference Hall this morning. The trade fair and carnival will be held from today until Sunday the 25th from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. The opening took place under the patronage of Singer Sri Lanka Chairman Mohan Panditage, Co-Chairman Dhammika Pereira and Chief Executive Officer Mahesh Vijayawardena. On display at the exhibition were many goods at 50 popular trade brands in the world. The organizers said that there is an opportunity for visitors to purchase goods at 50% discount. Goods slated to be released to the market with new technology for next year are also included in the exhibition. There are more than 150 trade stalls with textiles and other goods that are needed for the festive season. An 18-hour water cut will be effective in Colombo and its suburbs from 8 a.m. tomorrow till 2 a.m. on Sunday the 25th. The National Water Supply and Drainage Board in a statement said that Colombo, Dehiwala Mount Lavinia, Sri Javardhanpura Kotte and Kadwala municipality areas will be affected, in addition to the Maharagama, Boralasgamua and Kolanava urban councils, Kotikavatta and Mulleriava Pradesha Sabha areas, as well as the Ratmalana and Soisapura housing schemes. The National Water Supply and Drainage Board said that the water cut is being imposed to effect maintenance work at the Ambatale water purification station. For more information, visit www.itnews.lk. Together with the rest of the news team, I'm Iftia, wishing you a pleasant evening and a fantastic weekend ahead. Bye-bye.